In the vast tapestry of human history, there are moments when the extraordinary emerges from the ordinary. There are souls who, without armies, without weapons, and without worldly power, alter the rhythm of nations, awaken the conscience of humanity, and ignite the dormant courage within countless hearts. These are the leaders of peace. They teach us that true strength lies not in domination, not in conquest, not in fleeting victories, but in the mastery of one's mind, the discipline of one's actions, and the unwavering commitment to justice, compassion, and virtue. They do not seek fame, wealth, or recognition. Their battles are silent, fought in the depths of the human spirit, against fear, hatred, ignorance, and despair. And yet, their victories resonate across generations, leaving footprints that time cannot erase. Today, we explore the lives of 5 such extraordinary individuals, whose courage, wisdom, and moral fortitude continue to illuminate the path of humanity. Their stories are lessons not only in leadership, but in the art of living with purpose, clarity, and peace amidst chaos. Number 1. Mahatma Gandhi, the apostle of nonviolence. Mahatma Gandhi's life was a testament to the unparalleled strength of patience, moral courage, and unwavering principle. He walked barefoot across dusty roads during the Salt March, faced imprisonment, violence, and relentless opposition, yet never wavered from his path of truth and nonviolence. To the world, he seemed fragile, ordinary, even powerless. But in reality, his mind was fortified, his spirit disciplined, and his purpose unshakable. Every fast, every peaceful protest, every act of civil disobedience was a deliberate exercise in self-mastery. He transformed suffering into resilience, ridicule into determination, and hostility into moral authority. Stoicism whispers in his every choice, external events are beyond our control, but how we respond defines our character, our legacy, and the course of history. Gandhi's philosophy teaches that true courage is not loud or violent. It is quiet, consistent, and principled, and it can bend the arc of injustice without a single blow. He faced the ridicule of his contemporaries, the scorn of the powerful, and the weight of an empire determined to silence him. Yet he remained calm, disciplined, and unwavering, proving that inner mastery can be more potent than any army, and that the human spirit, disciplined by virtue and guided by truth, is invincible. Gandhi's life reminds us that the path of peace is not easy, but it is enduring, transformative, and infinitely powerful. Number 2. Martin Luther King Jr. The dream of justice. In a world riven by color, fear, and injustice, Martin Luther King Jr. emerged as a beacon of hope. He chose peace as his weapon, justice as his shield, and reason as his guide. Every speech, every march, every act of defiance without violence became a lesson in Stoic discipline. Suffering is not to be cursed, but transformed into strength, clarity, and purposeful action. King endured death threats, imprisonment, and immense hostility. Yet he refused to allow anger to govern his actions. He understood that true power lies not in retaliation, but in the disciplined response of a virtuous mind. His belief that injustice anywhere threatens justice everywhere was not mere rhetoric. It was a profound acknowledgement of human interconnectedness, responsibility, and moral duty. Through patience, eloquence, and unshakable moral courage, King reshaped the conscience of a nation, proving that the disciplined mind and steadfast heart can overcome the deepest prejudice. King's life teaches that leadership is not about domination, but about awakening the dormant virtue in others. He shows that the courage to endure, to forgive, and to act with clarity and principle, even in the face of immense suffering, can transform societies, inspire generations, and illuminate the path of justice and peace. Number 3. Nelson Mandela, forgiveness after chains. Nelson Mandela's journey through life is the ultimate lesson in resilience, patience, and moral clarity. For 27 years, he endured imprisonment, isolation, and hardship. Stripped of freedom, but never stripped of hope. Upon his release, he faced a nation fractured by hatred and decades of oppression. And yet, Mandela did not seek revenge. Instead, he chose forgiveness, reconciliation, and peace. Stoicism echoes through Mandela's choices. External circumstances cannot break the soul. The measure of a person lies in how they respond. Every day behind bars was an opportunity to cultivate patience, wisdom, and understanding. Every challenge became a test of inner strength, every hardship a lesson in endurance. He transformed personal suffering into a tool for unity, showing that the power of forgiveness is far greater than the lure of retribution. Mandela's leadership reminds us that the greatest battles are not fought with weapons, but within the human heart. Through discipline, moral courage, and compassion, he turned chains into lessons, hatred into empathy, and suffering into enduring inspiration. His life is a testament to the Stoic truth that the mind, disciplined by virtue, remains unconquerable, even when the world seeks to destroy it. Number 4. Mother Teresa, the gentle strength of service. Mother Teresa walked the streets where despair lingered, where poverty, sickness, and abandonment cast shadows over humanity. Her battles were quiet, personal, and yet infinitely profound. Stoicism teaches that virtue is exercised in response to challenges, and she exemplified this every day through selfless service. Every act of care, every moment of compassion, every embrace of the suffering was a demonstration of inner strength, patience, and moral clarity. Mother Teresa showed that peace is not passive. It is active, deliberate, and often invisible. True courage is found not in domination, but in the quiet, consistent practice of virtue, in serving others relentlessly, and in cultivating empathy even in the face of immense suffering. Her life teaches that leadership can be gentle, that influence can be subtle, and that true power is measured in the capacity to endure hardship with grace, to act without expectation, and to radiate love in a world often shadowed by despair. Mother Teresa's legacy reminds us that the disciplined, compassionate heart becomes an unshakable force for peace. Number 5. Dalai Lama, the wisdom of inner peace. The Dalai Lama embodies the Stoic ideal of mastering oneself in the midst of adversity. Even in exile, facing political challenges and witnessing the suffering of his people, he radiates calm, clarity, and compassion. His teachings remind us that external events are fleeting, but the mind, disciplined by virtue and guided by compassion, remains sovereign. Every meditation, every act of understanding, every effort to respond with patience and kindness is a deliberate cultivation of virtue. He demonstrates that peace is not merely the absence of conflict, but the conscious choice to rise above anger, fear, and desire. The Dalai Lama teaches that true freedom comes not from changing the world, but from mastering oneself, and that serenity, compassion, and wisdom are cultivated through discipline, practice, and the courage to remain virtuous amidst chaos. His life shows that the soul disciplined by virtue is unshakable, that moral clarity can illuminate the darkest times, and that the practice of peace is the ultimate form of courage. He reminds us that in mastering ourselves, we shape the world around us. The lives of Gandhi, King, Mandela, Mother Teresa, and the Dalai Lama illuminate the path of courage, patience, and virtue. They remind us that the greatest battles are fought within, and the most enduring victories are those of the mind and soul. Stoicism teaches that while external events may be beyond our control, our actions, thoughts, and moral choices are always within our power. Each hardship, each act of forgiveness, each moment of patience and compassion is a step toward mastery. True leadership, true strength, and true peace are born not of dominance, but of virtue, discipline, and unwavering commitment to what is right. Walk in their footsteps. Cultivate patience, clarity, and compassion. Let every challenge be a teacher, every act of virtue a legacy, and every moment of inner mastery a triumph. The world may be chaotic, but the mind disciplined by wisdom, the heart governed by compassion, and the soul illuminated by virtue will remain unshakable, unwavering, and eternal. In following their example, we discover that peace is not merely a dream, but a deliberate, practiced, and living triumph of the human spirit.